All right, so leaving Walmart, I will say that while I was in this one, and again, I'm in a very touristy location, tons of people in the store at all times. The shelves looked really, really good, but I was surprised the Walmart rollback on some things was nice. There were some significant rollbacks in there, probably because they know that they're gonna screw people over with higher prices on something else, which I will tell you about right now. So Walmart, right? Walmart. We know that between Walmart, Amazon, and Target, they are basically the big three when it comes to monopolizing, if you would, like brick and mortar stores and retail places and warehouses and things like that. They're three of the biggest places, not counting obviously like Costco and Sam's Club, stuff like that. But between Walmart, Target, and Amazon, they have kind of control of everything. All of them offer buy online and have it delivered, and then you can do returns, right? And they also offer third-party purchasing and returns. And we've talked about this before, how when you're buying third-party, especially through Walmart, there is no guarantee that they will take your returns, number one. Or number two, that what you are buying is legit. Anybody can sell anything as a third party on most of these platforms. Target even has third party sellers on their platform as well. And you have to be very, very careful about what you order from any of these people. Well, now Walmart is making some changes to their returns, especially for third-party returns, because previously you had to like go into the store and try to return things that way. A lot of times third-party retailers weren't responding to customers who needed to make a return. They were having issues getting their money returned, all different kinds of things, right? Well, Walmart is now doing something a little bit different, and it's going to cost people a lot more. And even though what they're doing may seem like a plus for some people, in the end, I think it's going to bite everybody in the butt. So let me explain exactly what's happening. They are changing the way they're doing their shipping and returns, all right? As of late March, this just happened, the end of March, Walmart quietly revised one of its return policies. In its March Seller Digest, Walmart updated customers that it would increase the price of shipping rates for orders placed via a third-party seller, meaning somebody other than Walmart had fulfilled the initial order. So think of it this way. If previously, before the end of March, you were ordering from a third-party seller through Walmart.com, you would pay, let's just pull a number out, $4.99 for shipping. Well, now Walmart is upping the cost of that shipping to who knows what. They did not give a specific price. It's going to depend on who they're going through, I'm guessing, whether it's UPS or FedEx. If they even have Amazon do the deliveries, because Amazon delivers for a lot of different companies now, a lot of different large companies, right? So you're going to have a price hike in shipping. Let me explain why this is a big deal. Based on changing, this is their quote from Walmart, based on changing market conditions, Walmart is updating return shipping rates for seller fulfilled orders. To avoid paying for return shipping, you can add a keep it rule for unwanted returns, which now allows customers to keep their items and receive a refund when they initiate returns online or in Walmart stores. This is according to Walmart. Now, let me explain why that sounds good, but technically it's not really. In order to keep your products that you want to return but don't want to return, you're now paying extra to get them shipped to you so that when you don't return them, they're not really losing out on any money. You, however, get to keep the product that you don't want and you get your money back. So it does sound like a win. It's very, very tricky though. A spokesperson for Walmart said the price increase, though not published publicly, would be nominal, meaning big. The price hike marks the first price increase to the return policy in approximately 2 years. Returns are largely a benefit retailers incur to keep in order to keep customers happy, but they're notoriously expensive and logistically taxing. Oftentimes, large retailers offer lengthy and forgiving return policies. Target and Walmart honor a 90-day return policy for unopened goods, and Amazon accepts returns within 30 days of purchase. Now, even with Amazon, if you guys have made Amazon purchases, if you can't get in touch with the original seller, sometimes it takes more than 30 days to make a return, and sometimes you get screwed there. Online shopping has only ballooned the return phenomena, as shoppers tend to buy more and can often return something without needing to go into a physical store and queue in line. Amazon famously processes returns via Whole Foods kiosks, if you guys haven't been there, and they have return kiosks in Kohl's, as well as via UPS and other fulfillers. But taking on and processing millions of returns each year offers little upside to most retailers. Sometimes it's more cost effective for marketplace sellers to let customers keep an item and process the refund than it is to pay a return shipping fee. So again, this is where I'm trying to explain. It's very hard for me to figure out how to explain this, but let's say you're buying something for $5, okay? And previously you would have paid $5 for shipping. That's $10, right? Well, now you're going to buy something for $5, but you're going to pay $10 to get it shipped to you. That's $15. At the end of the day, if you decide you don't want it, you get to keep it and get refunded your $5. Not your $10 in shipping, just the $5 that you spent to get it. Well, these manufacturers, you're spending $5 to get it. It costs them $1 something to make it. Now they're not having to send out a return form. They're not having to pay UPS or FedEx or anybody else to pick up the package and bring it back. So they're still making their money. You, however, out double the cost of shipping, but you got your initial product, your initial payment refunded to you. So depending on how it all works, it could either be great for everybody or crappy for one or the other when it comes to doing these returns. The problem I see with this, and I've talked about this before, is when you have these locations that are like, oh, just keep it. We're not going to take the return. Just keep it, just keep it, just keep it. You're going to have more and more people who are willingly making purchases that they know that they don't want to pay for. And they're gonna pay for it ahead of time. They're gonna get the product. They're gonna say they don't want it. They're gonna get their money back, and they've got the product. And then what happens is the cost of goods starts to go up again. The more places do this, the more they say, no, you don't have to actually physically return it. You can hold on to it. We'll just give you your money back. Excuse me, hiccup. You're gonna have more and more people taking advantage of that system. And then you're going to start to see more and more locations and certain products go up in price to combat the people who are getting refunds left and right over products that they're not returning, that they willingly and knowingly ordered with the intention of getting their money back because they can. Same thing as there's people who go to restaurants, they'll eat 3/4 of a meal, then decide to tell the server that they didn't like their food and request to have it taken off of their bill. You liked it enough to eat 3/4 of it, so did you really not like the food, or you just wanted a free meal today? You're going to have more and more people taking advantage of the system. There's going to be plenty of people out there who are like, good, stick it to the man, stick it to Walmart and Amazon and Target and them. But you forget, it is this weird cyclical cycle thing that it starts to affect everything around it. Your manufacturers start to notice that all these things are happening. They start to up their prices. Delivery places start to up their prices. Everything is affected. The more and more we let people kind of get away with sticking it to the man, the more prices go up for everybody, not just those people. So I thought this was something worth mentioning to you guys. Again, it's only for third-party returns, not Walmart.com itself. If it's a Walmart item, they expect you to return it if you want your money back, but they're not pushing it for third-party sellers because it costs them too much money as a company to make these returns. So if you want to screw the system a little, there you go. There's the way to do it. Make a return without making the return and get your money back, put it back in your pocket. But just keep in mind that over time, that's going to hurt you in the long run, in my personal opinion. Now, this is not really Walmart related, but I wanted to bring this up because I think it's very important. There are a lot of people out there who are on WIC. There are new WIC rules include more money for fruits and veggies, and they also expand food choices. This just came out today from the Food and Nutrition Service. There's a final rule changes the program known as WIC. These rules were announced today. It will take effect within 2 years. So it's not like they're going to bend over backwards to put this into effect quickly, but at least there is this change, right? It was updated a decade ago. It was the last time the WIC program was updated. So in over 10 years, there's been no change. And now with this new change, it's going to take them up to 2 years to implement it. So still whatever, but at least there's a change. The new WIC rule makes permanent a bump in monthly cash vouchers for fruits and veggies, something first enacted during the C-19 pandemic. Shoppers can also add canned fish, fresh herbs, and lactose-free milk to their carts, among other changes. The voucher piece will take effect by June, is what they're saying. But they said within 2 years, but now they're saying June, so who knows. It places a heavy emphasis on fruits and vegetables, which we think is an important component of a healthy diet. This is according to Tom Vilsack. He's the Agriculture Secretary. It is designed to fill the nutrition gaps that are often in the diets of many of us. Well, it's not just the fruits and veggies, it's all the stuff that's being taken out of our foods, but we've talked about that before anyway. The WIC program served an average of about 6.6 million low-income Americans a month in 2023 at a cost of a little more than $7 billion. It's designed to supplement the food budgets for pregnant, nursing, and postpartum women, as well as to feed babies and young kids up to the age of 5. That's done by providing vouchers to mothers and children who qualify and specifically listing the amount and types of food they can buy. So it's not like they just give you a voucher and you can go willy-nilly. It's specific things that can be used for, right? Now, officials have said only about half of those are eligible, are enrolled in the supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children. Under the new rules, fruits and vegetable vouchers in 2024 will provide $26 per month for kids ages 1 through 4, $47 per month for pregnant and postpartum women, and $52 for breastfeeding women. The changes also expand access to whole grains like quinoa, wild rice, and millet, and to foods such as teff and whole wheat naan. I never know how to say that. They also remove or reduce monthly allowances for juice and cut back on allowances for milk. The removing for juice, okay, maybe because it's a lot of fake sugars a lot of the time and things like that. Cut back on allowances for milk, 50-50. There's a lot of people who rely on milk. They like milk. There's also people out there who say once you're weaned off of your mother's breast, you don't really need milk. There's no point in it. So this is 50-50 on how I feel about it personally. Now, food plans in the program are based on recommendations from the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine, who change them often, and the federal 2020 to 2025 dietary guidelines for Americans. Now, the plan did fail to include a change requested by top allergists in the U.S. that would have added peanut products to foods allowed for babies ages 6 months to 11 months to help prevent peanut allergies. Because it used to be, do not give anything peanut related to a child under 12 months, under 1 year. But now they're trying to say that if you can start giving them a little bit sooner, maybe it will help, combat or reduce the possibility of there being a peanut allergy as they get older. Research published in 2015 showed early introduction to peanut foods can reduce the chance of allergy development in kids who are at high risk, and several U.S. guidelines suggest exposing high-risk children to peanuts as early as 4 months. Now, some people out there are going to be like, why are they trying to kill the kids? Others may see it as it's better to get some in your system, and that way your system, as you are developing and your immune system is developing, can figure out how to develop along with it so that these things don't bother you. Especially, we've seen how many people are having new allergies pop up. They had to add sesame as an allergy. Now, remember when Chick-fil-A and everybody had to put signs up on their doors that they use sesame oil or sesame seeds and all these different things, because now it is considered a known allergen, whereas previously it wasn't. So you've got peanuts, you have shellfish, you have dairy, you have sesame, and wheat, I think, is the other main one. I'm trying to remember what else there is. Those are the 5 that I remember are considered main allergens for a lot of people. And so you have to list those things in the products that you are selling. Restaurants before didn't have to list what they were cooking with. So when you would go to a restaurant, you'd have to say, hey, listen, what are you using? Because I don't feel like dying in your restaurant today. So you'd have to ask ahead of time. For me, I have to go, hey, do y'all use coconut oil at all? Because if you do, it's going to end horribly for me. And then things for my husband, he's allergic to. We have to ask every single time because it's better safe than sorry, right? So now they're saying, maybe start introducing certain things to your kids at a very, very young age so that they can circumvent that allergy as opposed to realizing they have the allergy as they get older. Now, adding peanuts to the WIC guidelines may have prevented more than 34,000 infants from developing a peanut allergy. This is what they're claiming. This is according to Dr. Gideon Lack of King's College London. He led the study on this, but federal nutrition officials concluded that the change was outside the scope of the final rule. Now, another pediatric professor and child allergy expert at Northwestern University called the omission of peanuts disappointing. She noted that WIC enrollees often include children of color who are at higher risk of developing dangerous peanut allergies, which I've never understood why certain nationalities or ethnicities, I think that's the right way to phrase it, are at a higher risk than others. That's always been interesting to me. Now, the decision can only increase disparities we are already seeing in food allergy prevalence, she said. But at least they have changed it to allow more fruits and vegetables for the WIC program. I think that's very, very important. But I wanted to bring that up to you guys in case you were on that program, anybody who's on that program, you may end up on that program, so you have an idea of exactly what is going on with it. There's a lot more going on that we will get back to later on. Just wanted to do something short and quick and give you guys a heads up on these things, especially if you are making your Walmart.com purchases and aren't paying attention to who they are coming from, or this way, if you have noticed an uptick in the cost of shipping, now you know why, because Walmart didn't come out and tell anybody. They tried to just slip it in there and hope nobody would notice. That's what she said, never mind. So now you know, okay? So Squirrel Tribe, side note, for everybody who watched yesterday's video and could see that I felt like absolute dog crap, I feel much, much better today. Thank you all. For a lot of people said I needed to check my electrolytes, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. We've been hitting the gym for an hour, hour and a half daily, heavy weights for me, and very little cardio. And then the day before yesterday, I actually did a 6-mile hike, and I think that maybe that had a lot to do with it. So I chugged a Powerade yesterday and felt immensely better afterwards. So thank you guys for those of you who pointed out checking on the electrolytes. You might have made me feel much, much better today. So thank you. Now I love y'all, Squirrel Tribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Okay, bye.